Hi, this is a quick video on my Mame cabinet that my friend and myself probably created around 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. The cabinet's an old Defender cabinet that was sanded down, bondoed, and repainted, and the whole joystick button and trackball and everything was just redone on it. The inside was repainted and sanded down, and it smelled like smoke when we got it. There was a lot of like water damage on the bottom of the cabinet, so that was all taken care of, and everything was printed out at my job. That we have a large format printer, so I just printed everything out there: the marquee, the side art, the console, the gaming console, the joysticks and the buttons, and the frame around the monitor, and that's pretty much it with the artwork. But basically, the joysticks are 4 and 8 player movement ones. So if you pull the handle up, you can instantly change them for 4 to 8 motion or movement joysticks. The buttons are all mapped through an iPac 2. The computer itself inside, it's a PC desktop that has speakers attached and all that stuff for the sound. And the speakers are mounted in the marquee up on top, so the sound comes out through the speakers down there. And everything plays really well. It has probably about 6 or 7 game consoles within Mame. The front end is run through GameX. The Pinball has Pinball X, which is made by the same company. Same front end except for pinball, and the others for arcade cabinets. And it has Daphne for the Laserdisc. It has Atari 2600. Has all the classic arcade games. Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Genesis. Might be missing a couple, but it has a lot of games, a lot of ROMs, a lot of setup on it, same as that pinball machine. The video for the pinball machine, I've had a couple. There's pictures and gameplay videos on my website at www.pinballsupernova.com. So basically, you can see all the videos on my website. There's a blog. There's, like I said, videos of all gameplay and pictures of the insides of the cabinets and the build-outs of all the machines that I have, and also maintenance on my real pinball machines that I own at the moment, which are about 14 right now. So we're going to take a quick look at the Mame cabinet, play some games on it, and see how it works. This is just a close-up of the buttons and the joysticks and the trackball of how it looks. Like I said, they were all brand new when we recreated this machine, all rewired underneath to an iPac 2 to the actual PC desktop. So it plays really well. All the keys or the buttons are mapped to different letters to the computer that tell it what to do through Mame, and basically to play the game, to go back, to exit the game, 1 or 2 players, whatever you want to map the buttons to, you can map it to pretty much whatever you want to do. So we're going to play a couple games and see how it works. Okay, this is the main screen of GameX. Basically, this is where you could select the different consoles and the games that you want to play. Basically, if you go down, the joystick is your selector. You can play most played, which if you hit the 1 player, that's my select. These are all the games that I've recently played on the system. And you could go back. I have this middle button mapped. This is just a spare button to go back. And then, last played. Like I said, most played. And then if you go to emulated games, these are all the different game consoles that are on the system. Atari 2600, and Nintendo 64, Nintendo NES, Sega Genesis, Laserdisc, which is like Dragon's Lair 2, Space Ace. There's some flying game too, Afterburner or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's something like that. And Super Nintendo. So all those games consoles are on there. And it also gives you the number of how many games are on here. So for the Sega Genesis, there's 947, 859 Nintendo NES, 189 Nintendo 64, 522 of the Atari 2600. And then the emulated games, if you go here, if you go to Mame, these are all the different selections of Mame that you could play as well. All the Mame games, which is everything. There's 2,557 Mame games on here now, which would be crazy if you had to go and, you know, go find your game, especially if it was at the end of the list. So if you just keep going back and you go to favorites, you could map, you know, your favorite games and what you play the most. So I have all like the classics that you play the most of. But since it's a Donkey Kong cabinet, let's like play some Donkey Kong. So if you hit that, it gives you a little summary of the game. Hit it again. So then you credit it up with that button. And then you can hit 1 or 2 players. We'll hit 1 player. And then basically it has the ROM of the actual arcade cabinet in here. And then you're playing the actual arcade game of Donkey Kong. And then basically if you want to get out of it, just hit this. I have a map, so you hit the middle button, this red button. It takes you out of the game, and then you just go back. So it has, like I said, all the arcade games that you want to play. Popeye, Donkey Kong, Ms. Pac-Man, you know, everything that's on here, you know, or that was in the arcade. So then if we go to emulated games, you know, like I said, we'll play a Laserdisc game now. So if we go to Laserdisc games, we'll do Dragon's Lair. Everybody pretty much knows that game. Now, I'm horrible at Dragon's Lair. I was never good at it in the arcades as well. Nor did I play it a lot, because I believe it was like $1 or something like that back in the day. But it takes a little time to load up. Also, the drive in this is a solid-state drive, so it makes the loading a bit quicker for these games. But since there's a lot of data in these Laserdisc games, I guess it loads all up, you know, loads everything up before the game is played. So it goes through all the testing of the actual way the arcade game would boot up. And then basically, that's that. I kind of forgot the key commands of what I meant. I haven't played this in a long time. Yeah, so now here's the game. It's credited up, and now we'll play a quick game. Like I said, I'm horrible at it, but I'll try. And I think I have it on where it doesn't show you the tips of where you need to go. Usually everything blinks and lights up to show you where to go. And I probably don't have the preferences set that way. But each different emulated system, you have to kind of map it different ways to get out of the system and all that. So, like I say, here's Space Ace.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Bob. Open fire! Who is
that? There's more ship.
And then I'm horrible at this game as well, so. So I spent a lot of money on this game in the arcade because I was terrible at it and horrible. And then basically that's that. So, and all these games are, like I said, they're run on ROMs that different emulators emulate these games or these ROMs. This laser is Daphne. That's the emulator that runs those. But basically, like I said, you have Atari 2600. You have Atari 2600, the Nintendo. So let's go and play a Sega game. So we'll play, you know, these are all the games, but we'll play Sonic the Hedgehog since everybody pretty much knows that game. So, and all these games, like I said, are being run off of a PC desktop that's inside the cabinet. And then basically, you know, you play it like you would play it when you had it on your Sega cabinet, your console system. So that's pretty much that. I don't remember how to get out of this with the keyboard. I haven't played with this system in a long time, so. And then that's always your back button, the middle. That's like an iPad with the middle button on the bottom. That's my back button. So then again, like I said, it has Nintendo NES games, Super Mario Brothers. Everybody knows that game. But everything plays pretty well, pretty cool. And that's Mario Brothers. And then basically they exit the system, you know, if you want to get out of it, or go back to Windows or just shut down. I mean, you could go and go to exit shutdown, and then it gives you an option if you want to shut the system down or exit the game or whatever. But like I said, it's Windows that runs back there. So if I exit the game X, it'll go to Windows. But if I turn off the system, it'll completely turn off the system. But we'll try also one more game. We'll play the we'll try the trackball. Should be in here, Missile Command. This is my favorite Burger Time, and then basically what you just saw there was Rampage World Tour. I mean, that's a pretty good one too for this. It's a big ROM compared to all the other ones, but it's actually pretty good the way that it plays.
Production before.
And I hit 2-player accidentally, but basically, you know, this is the arcade game. And then the different buttons, you know, kicks, punches. So that's that. Now we'll play this quick game of Missile Command. Game gets really hard really quick too. But or I just suck, one or the other. So that's Missile Command. And you know, like we showed before, has Burger Time, has every game, you know, known to man. There's probably not a game on here you could think of. Maybe there is like one or two that you could think of, but the majority of the games are all on here. So that's pretty much just a review of the game cabinet, what it does, and how it works. I'm going to probably have another video shortly of how to set up Mame for a cabinet like this, and how the different parts of Mame, meaning the emulators, work with the system, and how you would set it up on your own system if you were looking to build one. And we'll look at the way like the iPack works and the wiring to the game controllers and all that. So thanks for watching. Go to my website, www.pinballsupernova.com, to see more videos, and talk to you later.